What's happening, troops? So I feel like I need to sit cross-legged for this one, because I feel like I'm going to be dropping my big pipe bomb moment, just like CM Punk here. And my views and beliefs that MyFaction is probably 2K's best game mode.
Tell me he didn't just say that.
Now, whoa. Before you send the hitmen to come round and kill me,
You take me to him! Take me to the son of a bitch!
I will openly, wholeheartedly agree that the whole cash cow, high prices side of MyFaction is absolutely horrific and needs addressed. But here are some ways and strengths for MyFaction that I do think it makes it one of the most fun modes, potentially, if things get tweaked in WWE 2K. Now, to dive into the money side, let's just tackle the elephant in the room straight away here. Now, prices for cards are absolutely scandalous. You pretty much have to take out a loan, sell your granny, just to get some of these top tier cards. And I think the best example of this is, I think we can all remember when Twitter and just the community had an absolute nuclear meltdown when Man Bun Roman's Persona card came out, and the pricing and buying packs for that was redonkulous. I mean, if we look at some of the high-end cards on the market right now, so I mean, we've got these Galaxy Opals with Cody, the Wolf Pack, the Black and Red Nash. I mean, Cody going for 234,000 VC. That's right, you heard me, 234,000 VC.
Go fuck yourself!
And then, if we look at the price for VC bundles, for Cody, I mean, 187,500 VC is $44.99. I mean, we're not that far off the price of the game. Or I mean, if we're just made the money, let's just go for the 400,000 VC, which is $90. Like I says in the intro, I love MyFaction. There's parts I love, which we're going to dive into, but the money side needs addressed. Now, I didn't mind keeping things a wee bit high-end because, let's face it, there's going to be some maniacs out there that will happily pay prices just to get the cards quick. And if they want to do that, then go for it. But that amount of money for even just a Galaxy Opal, great cards, good perks and stuff attached to it, but it is insane that that's the values we're going for. Overall, solutions to this, I feel like, one, make values way lower. Like I said, I feel like there's a happy middle ground where if they want to keep it slightly inflated for kind of lining their pockets, if folk want to be silly and pay it, power to them. But either lower the prices a bit or just make MFP way easier to get in game, because I tell you what, for grinding live events, weekly towers and all these other kind of wee modes in the game, MFP is so sparse. Give us some good revenue to chase packs. Hell, even keep the pack percentages low if you want, but just give us some easy options to get there. I do understand. I do feel like there has to be, is the grind worth the time element? If things are way too easy to get in game, I sometimes feel like, well, that just makes it too quick. You're in, boom, 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 and then you're out. Games like EFC, formerly known as FIFA and all that, and packs and kind of that gambling side, I do get it. That's part of the appeal for me. I love just grinding for packs, seeing what you get. That's like a wee narrative, a wee thing to chase. What's my pack luck going to be? Personally, my pack luck sucks. I can remember putting a clip out a wee while back where I got Tegan Knox Backlash card, I think 4 packs in a row when I was trying to chase a specific card. But I do feel like that's part of the appeal in a way, where that keeps us kind of hooked in. Who am I packing? I need this, I need that. But make it way easier for us to get MFP, to get packs. I don't want to sit there for 5-6 hours just to get enough money for one pack, then shit the bed on that pack and be like, cool, that's that day wasted. Up the amounts for us. Give us more options for MFP. Give us more MFP. Just, if they could find that sweet balance, just keeping us all hooked. Keep us interested. Oh, cool, I could do 4 more matches and get another pack. Like, just dangle that carrot in front of us still, but just make it more appealing for us to keep chasing it. Because again, one of my favourite parts with this mode is packs, that kind of gambling side of things, what am I getting? But also, like, live events can be mad fun, the weekly towers are good, faction wars, like, these modes can just generate some good MFP if they do it. And live events, sometimes the gatekeep, again, because you make it hard to get cards, sometimes they suck and you can't play 90% of the live events there. Like, live events are amazing, that's another thing I love with MyFaction, is that kind of forced booking where I'm this wrestler against that wrestler. Maybe matches I normally wouldn't kind of put together myself. I was in exhibition or in universe mode or something like that. Like, it's kind of forcing me to play certain matchups, which isn't necessarily a bad thing. But we look at some that we've got in the live events just now, and like this one here, the Bronson Reed. Only a Series 1 gold card, easy enough to obtain. The match is crazy hard, but again, not necessarily a bad thing. We're not going to get the match done in one attempt, but that keeps us in the mode, that keeps us engaged. We're up against it. We're trying to get that. And our Galaxy Opal Sami Zayn, amazing reward. So again, the grind, is it worth the time? This type of event, I feel like you can sit there and be like, you know what, this is a crazy challenge, but I'm going to chip away at it, I'm going to get it done, and then I'm getting an absolutely banging card as a reward. Or things like weekly towers, kind of giving us some good rewards recently. Now I'm a few weeks behind because we're at the kind of tail end of 24. We'll probably have some hype for 25 soon. There is talk of them kind of recording the commercial for it probably during the Rumble season. But the live events like here, like a Pink Diamond 97 Finn card, rewards like that, cool weekly towers, nice and easy to get through. Again, just forcing them into some matches that I might not necessarily play. The men and the women's gain us a nice wee variety, keeps it fresh. We just need to maybe capture some of these better cards earlier in the lifespan. I do get that we didn't open Pink Diamonds and stuff like that till a wee bit later on, and we've only got certain cards, but some good Sapphires or whatever, like at the start of the game, maybe just capitalise on some good weekly tower rewards. Again, harping back to the MFP, get some big chunks of that. Like, weekly towers is nice, it's easy. If we've got like a really hard live events like the Sami Zayn one, and you're like, you know what, I'm getting my ass kicked, this is tough, I'm going to jump into a wee weekly tower, bash through it, you're still getting a good reward and you're getting through it efficiently. So it's a win-win situation. Just maybe capitalise on higher end rewards early in game. Or even like we'll have that one with Sami Zayn and the Bronson Reed card and stuff like that. But even like this one that we've kind of highlighted here. Tier 3, we're getting a few stacks of MFP, we're getting Tier 2, really good kind of collection of packs, and Tier 1, and then the Apex tier. Like, make live events, even ones like that. Again, you're gambling on your pack luck, but at least when you look at that one, for me, it's a decent tier stat rewards where I look at that and go, you know what, I want to run through that. Pack luck might be shit, but for me, we're getting, what, 7 packs just at that one. Fair enough, we have to do the match so many times to get the rewards, but again, that's something that we should be getting more. Like when we had these birthday ones, if we were only getting 3,000 MFP or something like that, like that's not enough. Something more in line with this is way closer to the mark and way closer to what I would have it for MyFaction being a wee bit more of a positive thing for the consumer. Or another thing that doesn't get enough loving, I feel, Faction Wars. Again, I like it. It's convenient, it's easy. I'm putting together a wee group, and then some of the rewards are really good. Like, there's some bosses that you can unlock. Like, you look at some of the ones we've got here. With the Dirty Dom, the Hot Rod, one of my favourites. Rowdy Piper, absolute goat. Bulldog, Finn Balor. There's some really good boss cards in there. And again, you can get credits fairly easily in Faction Rewards. I feel like that's actually probably one of the things that doesn't need tweak too much. The only thing with the Faction Wars is I wish we could just get a wee bit more variety and like the matchups and stuff like that. It does get a wee bit tedious if you're kind of doing a few runs back to back. But I feel like Faction Wars for credits, for an easy buy option for boss cards, or maybe you're wanting specific cards to finish off collecting certain kind of sets for cards. Like Faction Wars is pretty rewarding, and it's nearly there as a very good mode. I just feel like we need some wee tweaks and varieties and maybe some perks. Do you have a stable fully heals, or heals allies? Do you maybe get some perks and stuff like that? I know you get slightly more percentage of MFP and stuff if you have higher rarity cards and stuff, but maybe we could have something where, you know, you have like the bloodline group together, or it's like a full stable, or something to just kind of make it a little bit more in-depth and assembling your rosters a wee bit more specifically to gain more rewards. And another extra layer I would love to add into the game is we get our MFP targets for these matchups, whether we're taunting and a few other ones. The one that just grinds my gears more than anything else in my faction is when it's limb damage. Like, it sucks. I'm sitting there and I'm working on the arms and I'm working on the legs, especially when it's like a 120 MFP, and I'm just sitting there spamming the same thing over and over, and if there's a time limit, it sucks. Now, for wrestlers like Kurt Angle, you know, submission expert, works for the limb for that ankle lock. You know, wrestlers like that, Becky Lynch working on the arm for the disarmer, stuff like that. Cool. Just stop getting me like wrestlers that didn't necessarily work on that. Like, let's add in some cool ways of gaining these targets in matches. The taunt's cool. Day 2 taunts, that's 30 in the bag. Nice finishers, signatures and all that. But maybe just get a wee bit more creative with MFP kind of targets within the game to hit your objectives and stuff like that. Something a wee bit more at the books, a wee bit different. Kind of thinking too much off the top of my head, but I ain't paid to do that, 2K. That could be on news. But let's have some wee creative ways in-game of hitting certain objectives and certain tactics, because that limb one, like, oh, it breaks me more than anything else in this game. Well, maybe no quite. Next subject. This can kind of be a blanket thing for 2K, but online. Now, me, I play a lot of BRs and stuff like that. A ranked modes I love. Just blinkers on, cool, I've got a target, here's my rank. Am I going up? Am I going down? How am I playing? Some of the rewards are some kind of like really cool cards, even for a visual aspect. Like this Galaxy Opal that Cody Rhodes has got just now. Potential ranked mode reward. But the big issue, I can never stay connected to a game ever. I would sit and play ranked loads, because again, that's the way I'm wired. I just like to kind of do ranked modes and stuff like that. I just like that incentive for myself and a wee goal to chase. But holy shit, my ranked experience in 2K is just searching for opponents and then lobby disbands, game freezes, have to restart. And this is an issue in other modes. As much as we love the game and stuff like that, I will say, even over like this whole MyFaction debate, and I do think MyFaction is good, but anyway, like online stability. If I had a wish list to be like, this is my number one thing to fix for this franchise, online stability by far, even just for people that like to have the casual side. Now for me, I would just love the ranked, and again, like this cool Cody card and stuff like that. If that could just be a smooth experience, I would sit and play the ass off of ranked, man. Good content, good stuff for me to just grind through. So come on, I'm begging you, let's just sort out these connections. Now, another thing I think MyFaction is a big plus and a good thing going for it is Persona cards. Now, I know some people's gripe is you're no getting these cards unlocked in a valid way, and I do 100% agree with that. I feel like everything I've spoken about so far does kind of side with that, where we need easier ways to unlock things. But balancing the scales out, Persona cards, I love them. They're awesome. We've had the toys. We've had like the D-Masters. That was everybody's cup of tea, but I mean, I'm old as anything. Like the N64 era for me, WCW and WWF at the time. Oh, peak gaming. So the D-Master stuff I did love. And even like goofy stuff that we've seen recently, where the Kevin Owens is Austin and Rhea's Triple H, like they're just having a wee bit creative fun. Just let us have fun with you designing them. Like stupid stuff like KO with the visible bald cap and stuff like that. Like, that's great. Persona cards are great. MyFaction, a great way to kind of funnel players into playing the mode. But again, let us just enjoy the fun you're having making them, where it's the elite figures, Man Bun Roman, The Rock's kind of updated tattoo, etc., like, and Singlet Supremes and stuff. Just make it easy for us to get them. Or you look at, again, pricing. Look at the Bray Wyatt pack. I have not really spent much money on this apart from DLC stuff. I think I spent a tenner one time, and then I bought the Bray Wyatt pack. The Bray Wyatt pack, phenomenal value for money. What, just over $10? We got the Elite figure, we got the kind of Fiend that we never got to see, we got a ton of VC in it, we got loads of stuff for a great price. If you want today's specific ones, charge less and people will probably buy it, but for some of these more kind of trivial, kind of joke ones, like with KO and Rhea Ripley and that, or just kind of more basic Persona ones, love it. I'm here for it. Just make it a wee bit more accessible, and the community will probably love them as well. And sidebar on this stuff though, because I tell you what, the community creators in this game are just the lifeblood. Love them. They put so much work in, the effort, they work on this game constantly all year round. You've got schmucks like me that play it for most of the year and then kind of lose interest, move on to other stuff. These guys, whether it's Status, Joe Mashups, WCW Project, a ton of like other ones, they're just in the trenches all the time. And this content damaged because of these Persona cards sucks. I hate that more than the pricing of stuff, because these people are, one, keeping people invested in the game probably longer than normally would, and two, they're just working their asses off. Like, they're putting the work in, and it seems like such a douchebag move to content damage stuff because it's part of a Persona card. I get that you maybe didn't want people to be able to download the Persona cards because you want them to play MyFaction, but there has to be some middle ground with this, and two, there has to be some better communications, especially these kind of like top end ones where it's Joe and Stats and stuff like that. Like, let's just give them some good key roles within the game, man. Like, these people should be making some stuff legit for the game, never mind just in community creations. But let's just have some better kind of back and forth and chat so we can get a better all-round experience, because I get both sides of the argument. You didn't want people to have the easy option to download stuff, but then you're not giving people an easy option to gain them, whether it's the Wolfpack stuff and Scott Steiner's Big Papa Pumps versus the old one that we've got in game and stuff like that. Like, let's just open the channels and kind of discuss kind of what I'm doing in this video. Let's just spitball ideas. So that's kind of the big rant here. I do think MyFaction gets a shit ton of hate, and a wee bit undeserved at times. And I do feel like, for me, like universe mode, for me personally, and I mean, this is the moral of the story. I can sit here and ramble on about how much I love MyFaction. Ain't everybody's cup of tea. It's all preference. I'm not going to sit here and be like, everybody needs to play this mode because I like it. Like, I get it. It's not everybody's cup of tea, but I do just feel like if things were tweaked, the game mode could be fun. And I mean, that's the main aim, is to just all have fun and enjoy stuff. And I feel like MyFaction, there's something there. We just need tweaks, we just need changes, and people could have a really good time and keep them invested once you've done showcase modes and this and that. Like I said, universe mode, some people love it and play it for a while. Me, I just don't know. I can never stay in there long term. MyFaction, it's maybe just how stupid I am and all the blinking lights and chasing packs and this and that, and I just like that kind of chasing packs, gambling, just what am I getting, what am I not getting, but just didn't shaft me too much and didn't shaft the community with the way things are stacked against us. So let me know in the comments, do we agree, do we disagree? Like I says, didn't come at me too much. 25 is around the corner. I mean, potentially just the roster alone in this game is just going to be absolutely fire. Let's hope the gameplay kind of matches, but let's just hope we'll enjoy it and we'll have fun. Like I say, it's probably Rumble season, which is coming up soon. We maybe get the first wee snippet. But so sound off in the comments, hit that like if you ain't already, hit the sub button too, that would help out a ton, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace!